Hello, today I'm going to show you how to complete the addresses page of your application in the Provider Management module for Vermont Medicaid. The only enrollment type that is not going to be presented with the addresses page is an individual within a group. So if you are enrolling as an individual within a group and you're wondering why you are not seeing this page of the application, that is because the organizations in which you are associating to hold this information. Therefore, you do not need to complete this page. But for every other enrollment type, you are going to be presented with the addresses page in order to complete some necessary address information. As I scroll down here, you're going to notice that the first address that you're going to need to complete is the pay to. Where do you want us to send payment information to? You have two different options here. The first option is just to complete all of the information that is asterisk on this section. However, if this information is the same as the service location information that you entered, you have the option to check this box here, same as service location. And what that will do, I'm going to go ahead and check that now. It will copy over the service location information from your previous page and enter that in for you, saving you some time. So if it is exactly the same, just go ahead and check that information. If it's not the same, of course, go ahead and fill out all of the necessary information. I do just want to make a note, however, if you have copied over the information from the service location page and later on you go back to the service location tab to try to make changes, it won't let you. And that's because it's already using that information somewhere else. So if you find out down the line that you need to change some information on your service location before submitting your application, you just want to come to the addresses page first and uncheck the same as service location box. That will then allow you to go back to the service location page and make changes as needed. I'm going to scroll down and under the same information for the pay to, I now have the option to enter in an email address here and a phone number. But again, if that information is the same as the service location, you can check the box to copy over the information. Under that, we're going to ask you for the mail to information. This one also is very important because this is where we're going to send you notifications like when it's time for you to revalidate. So you want to make sure that this information is accurate. And you have three different options here. The first option is to complete all of the information that is asterisk and fill it out completely. However, now have a drop down box under same as, and that drop down box is going to say you can copy over the information from the service location or the pay to. So if my pay to information I had entered differently than the service location, but my mail to is the same as my pay to, I now have the option to say, okay, bring it over from the pay to information. Mine is the same, and my mail to is also the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy again from my service location. But as a reminder, if it is different information, you want to make sure that you're filling out the information accordingly of who should be receiving the mail to information and notifications. In the same section for mail to, we're going to get the drop down again to say, do you want to copy over the email address and phone number from your service location or your pay to? I'm going to choose the drop down and I'm going to select service location because it is the same. And it's going to automatically default my preferred communication method to email because I entered an email address here. You have the option to toggle between the two, whether you want to receive notifications about, again, whether your revalidation is due or other notifications about your enrollment by email or mail. But as always, I'm going to recommend that you choose email. You're going to get notifications much faster, much more efficiently by email than you will by mail. So I'm going to leave my preferred communication method as email. Below that, you're going to see four different address types that are optional for you to complete. So the reason that they're not broken out like the pay to and the mail to is because they are not required on this application. However, if you have a separate place or a different contact or address for any one of these categories, you're going to want to fill out that information. For example, if I wanted information about my prior authorization request to go somewhere other than my service location, my mail to, then I want to go ahead and hit the plus sign on that line item. That's going to open up the information that looks just like the pay to and mail to information for me to be able to complete. Now you'll notice that there is no asterisks on these fields, and that's because this information is not required. However, if you start completing any one of these different optional address types, you must fill it out entirely before you will be able to continue on. I wouldn't be able to just enter a first and last name here and not fill out the rest of the information. If you try to do that and save and move on with your application, you are going to get an error and it's going to make you fill out all of the information. So it's all or nothing on these optional fields. Once you've entered in all necessary information regarding your pay to, your mail to, and any optional address information that you want to enter, you are now ready to hit save and continue and move on with your application.